Well, hello folks, welcome back. I don't have a lot of time here. I'm already late for my appointment to get the stuff done to the truck. But today is the last day you're gonna see the truck sitting the way it is. We got the leveling kit going on, we got the 37s going on, and I believe I'm gonna put larger blocks in the rear just because I tow so much. I find with the level, it's iffy when you bring it up in the front. It to the naked eye, it can look like it's a little bit higher in the front than it is in the rear, even though it's not. So I think I'm just gonna take care of that, correcting that. I do have airbags that go on this truck as well, but I think I'm gonna use them. So if you look underneath the truck, you can see what's here now, right below the spring set. You got sort of two blocks set up on there. So yeah, basically that's what's coming out. And I didn't measure this, I did this before. I've had these since I had my 2020, my white one, the platinum. I don't even have a part number, or maybe there is a part number. I don't know if that's a part number or not, but it's Readylift. And you can see the difference basically. This is sitting on the axle and this is the new block. So it doesn't look like it's gonna be that much difference, but enough of a difference to take away the sort of Cali lean, I guess you should say. But yeah, here you go. So factory tires right now on the factory wheels. The wheels are staying, so I'll tell you guys that much. We got 37s going on. I'll show you what they are once it's done. And the larger block in the rear. So let's do it. All right, well, I guess I'm just about to say goodbye to my crazy fuel mileage that I get in this truck. Well, you know, to a point anyway. When I had 37s on my 2020, it definitely affected the fuel mileage, but it didn't absolutely kill it. But here we are, pulling into my favorite shop for this stuff, Entice Motorsports. Give them a call if you need anything done. All right, folks, here we are heading on out. Very, I'm full lock right now. I can just hear it just slight rub, just like I remember. Just like I remember. We're sitting up here a little higher now. They got the rear block in too, so I definitely like that. So far feels good. I'll have to show you guys what this thing looks like now, but it looks a lot better, that's for sure. Up to highway speed here now. Actually, I don't know how fast we're going. I need to check my speedometer app here to see where we're at with that. All right, well, it feels pretty damn good. Really good. Super quiet, not rough, no shake in the steering wheel. Yeah, I'm liking it. Now, I'm not going to show you guys what this thing looks like until I get a chance to give it a wash, because right now it's not very clean, and I don't know if I can fit it in the automatic car wash anymore. Now, when I did my 2020, I could fit it, but this one has that extra inch lift in the back, so I don't know if I'll risk it. I think I'll put it through the self-wash for the first time or two, and we'll go from there. But first impressions, it feels great. So stay tuned for the reveal. All right, folks, well, there it is. It's cleaner. I wouldn't say it's clean, but it's good enough for the purpose of this video because it's not going to stay clean very long. Now, I didn't really pick the best spot to park here as I'm looking because the gravel's going up, but I think it looks really, really good. So the back will look a little higher right now just because of the way that I'm parked. But I did go ahead and put those new blocks on the back, the Readylift blocks. So they're what factory was. So the last time I did the leveling kit on my 2020 Platinum that I had, I didn't do the larger block in the back. And when I first had it done, like I said previously, it looked like the front was actually a little bit higher than the rear, even though when I measured it, it wasn't. I had airbags on that truck, so I was able to put, like, you know, just an extra 5 pounds of PSI. I think I ran 10 or 15 pounds of PSI in my bags just on a daily basis, just to get that small little rake in it so it didn't look like the front was higher. I am putting airbags on this truck, but I thought, you know what, let's do the block. If it's not level now, which it's still very close, if I take a measurement, which I'll maybe do later on in this video, it's still very close. The whole leveled look, you know, it's fine if you're not going to hook up to a trailer. I just like the fact that I'm now able to run my 37s. So no spacers on this right now, and just like my last truck that I did the leveling kit with my factory wheels on before I swapped them out to aftermarket wheels, it barely rubs at full lock. And I'll see if there's a little tire mark here. Anyway, yeah, so you can see right there on the radius arms where it rubs, and there should be a spot on the sway bar. Yeah, you can see the spot on the sway bar right there. Yeah. So this side is not rubbing there, and it's only rubbing on the inside. So as far as like poke, we'll say, this side has a small little bit. And this side, they're pretty close. Usually the one axle is poked out a bit more than the other, but they're pretty close. The passenger side looks like it's out a little more, and that would make sense to get away from that sway bar. Yeah. So let's see if I can get a shot of the blocks in the back here. Yeah, so there's the new block, the new U-bolts. I like it. I like it. So they actually, that bottom one stays and this one sits on top. So it might be more than an inch more difference in the back there. Let me just get a measuring tape. So yeah, it's definitely more than an inch. I didn't think that bottom block stayed on with the truck, actually. I thought the bottom block came off with the truck. So these are 2-inch. And I'm gonna guess that those are 4. So I think we gained 2 inches in the rear. And like, honestly, I don't mind the look of this at all. I like the look of it. Let's see. Oh, we're 5-inch. 5-inch. So 3-inch. 3-inch lift in the rear, and like, it does not look like that. It does not look like it's 3 inches higher in the rear. Let me just pull this ahead here on the flat ground. This is messing me up. I'm gonna have to measure from the ground up to the top of the fender well. All right, so let's see here. Straight down through the center. So we're 44 inches exactly to the bottom of the wheel well. and we're 47 here. So it's showing that it is making that difference. That 3 inches of extra space in the back. I like it. Like I like it a lot. I don't think it looks bad whatsoever. Like I said, the whole thing for the leveling kit for me is to be able to fit the 37s on the truck, because I just think that these 37s look proper. Yeah, 47. And this side's at 45. It's not even ground here. So tell me what you guys think. Like, I guess I can't label this video leveled on 37s. I can say leveling kit with 37s. I don't know. I think it looks great. So the next step is, I believe I'm going to do this in sort of 3 stages, so we all get to see the different ways that this truck can look. So here is option 1. Option 2 is going to be, I believe, 1.5 inch wheel spacer, just to get out away from the radius arm so that I'm not rubbing, and get a little bit of a stance. And then option 3 is going to be new wheels. Just so everyone can see, like, the 3 different ways that these trucks can look with 37s, with a leveling kit installed. But yeah, I think it looks great. My favorite color, blackout package, 37s. So let's get into the tires. So I have run, well, a crap load of tires over the years. I've run some expensive ones and I've run some cheap ones. 37-inch tires here in Canada are absolutely insane. I priced up the Falcons, I priced up the Toyos. I would have been right around $5,000 for a set of 37s in the Falcons or the Toyos. Man, it sounds like quite a convoy going by here. And my father just put on a set of, these are Saloons, so I'll give you that much so far. So he put a set of the Saloon Terramax ATs on his truck. He's got like 25,000 kilometers on them, and don't even look like they've worn out at all. Now, he doesn't haul. He's got a 1/2 ton. So, you know, that's not a great indication, but for the price. So I paid $2,200 taxes in for this set of 37. So these are the Saloon Terramax RTs. They're pretty similar to a Nitto Ridge Clapper. Obviously, they don't have near as much siping. I'm sure the siping doesn't go as deep. I'm sure the rubber compound is not as hard. But I think that they look great and they drive great. And honestly, I can't hear any difference whatsoever from these to the KO3s that were on this truck when I bought it. Not one bit of difference. So I think they look good. I would like a more aggressive sidewall. I think for this tire, they definitely should have done a more aggressive sidewall. But I mean, you know, what can you expect? Let's see what I get out of these as far as wear goes. I'm really hoping that they last, you know, decent. Anyway, that'd be great. They're a load range E, 10 ply. There's the spacer. But yeah, what do you think? What do you think? I didn't realize that it was that much higher in the rear, to be honest. When I picked it up, I was like, okay, yeah, that looks good. And like, honestly, I'm digging this. For what I do, I'm digging this. All right, folks, so yeah, here we are on the highway. I gotta slow down here a little bit. We're going into a 90 zone. So slow down my speedometer here to 94. Let's see how fast we're actually going. 99. 98. So we're off by like 5 kilometers an hour. I'm gonna see, I can't remember if I can go into the Banks data monster here and change the tire size. I don't think I can. I think maybe I can change the PSI in the tires. I don't remember, because back the last time that I had all this stuff hooked up on a truck, I had Forescan, and I think I still have it on my laptop actually, and I'm pretty sure I did all that through Forescan. But anyway, we're off by 5 kilometers an hour. But yeah, like, listen to these tires. Very quiet. Very quiet. Now, as far as ride quality goes, maybe it's a little bit rougher, because, you know, you're stretching out those shocks and those springs a little bit. Maybe it's a little bit rougher. I don't know. I don't really notice it. Right now we have like 60 PSI, 61 PSI in the rear, 52 in the front. I actually want to lower that to like 45 in the front and 55 in the rear. It's still going to set off the tire sensors until I can do something about that, but we're definitely up here a little bit higher. But it feels good, drives nice. I find anytime that you put a new set of tires on, the first couple times that you drive it, for the first, like, I don't know, I'm gonna say like 1,000 or so kilometers maybe, you kind of feel like the truck is wandering over the road a little bit, and then after that it seems like it kind of goes away, especially with like an aggressive tire like these are. But yeah, it's nice. And with this engine paired up with the pedal monster, you definitely don't notice any power loss with the 37s. That's for sure. This thing has so much power. See how quiet these tires are? Don't hear anything. Now, fuel mileage is to be determined. I did reset this a while ago, but I had some idling on. Right now it's showing 14.3 liters per 100, but that's with the speedometer calculating the speed incorrect. So we're actually traveling a further distance than what the truck is thinking that we did. So it's 5 kilometers an hour, 5 kilometers an hour off. So you know, that adds up. That adds up pretty quick. Pretty quick. So the truck is not calculating the proper fuel usage right now. All right, well, we arrived here. Fuel mileage is getting better. We're at 13.1. So what is that really? Like 11 and a half, maybe 12? I'm okay with that. Well, I will say one thing about these tires so far is they don't pick up a ton of rocks, and they sling them out at low speeds instead of getting up to, like, you know, 40, 50 miles an hour, and then all of a sudden you hear a huge ting and a huge bang. If they do stick in the tread, they come out pretty quick. Now, there's, you know, there's rocks in here, but look how easy I can pick these out. They come out very, very, very easily. And I mean, I'm always on roads like this all the time. Like, this is a smooth road for me. So yeah, I mean, so far the lack of noise that these tires produce, and the fact that they eject the rocks so easily, I'm liking them so far. So obviously a huge factor for me putting, you know, this lift and these tires on this truck are for the look. And I mean, I'd be lying if I told you that that wasn't the case. But also a huge part of putting the bigger tires on, or the lift on to allow for the bigger tires, is I'm on roads like this on pretty much a daily basis, and sometimes I'm on, like, well, a lot of times I'm on way worse roads than this, with high centers, rutted out roads with high centers, going to look at, you know, mulching jobs and you know, clearing jobs, all that sort of stuff. And I need the extra clearance. Like, there's a lot of times where I really do. If I didn't have the extra clearance, I'd be parking the truck at the end of the road and I'd be walking in quite a ways. And this old body don't handle that too good anymore on a lot of cases. So for me, I'm not just driving this around mall crawling, I guess what they call it. I'm actually putting these things to work. Well, all right, that's gonna wrap up the first sort of day, first experience with this truck on 37s. Obviously lots more going on with this truck. I've got the Husky kickback mud flaps going on. I've got the airbags and the compressor. I've got the toolbox. Might have to look at getting some amp research steps on this, just because I really like the look of these steps. These are like the Raptor style steps, but they don't come down all that far. I don't mind getting in the truck, but my Bauer has a bit of a trouble, and I'm sure Ashley won't really enjoy this too much. But yeah, looks great. Had a couple compliments on it so far today, so gotta like that. What's going on, buddy? You say hi? You say hi? Yeah, can you say bye-bye? Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Hey, you want to use it? All right, folks. Well, obviously, stay tuned. Lots more going on, right? But until next time, take care, stay safe, and we will see you then. Bye.